great down here in Tennessee. We don't need y'all to talk about us because we're going to talk about ourselves.
Let's ride.
I was going to do that. Titans Tube, let's ride. Let's ride. We got to do all of them. Let's ride.
Titans Tube Nation, let's ride.
All right, we are riding. Welcome back, everybody, once again to Titans Tube. My name is Justin, and this is my co-host Jake here with me. Titans are riding back to Nashville. I guess I couldn't help myself.
First of many to come.
First of many to come. We're gonna be riding. We're gonna be cooking. We're going to be. We'll throw all the memes in here. Anyway, the Titans, after back-to-back road games, are finally coming back home to Nashville, the warm, cozy environment of Nashville, Tennessee. I guess you could say, hosting the 3-5 Denver Broncos, who are coming off a bye week. Second straight game where the Titans' opponents are coming off bye weeks. So thanks a lot, schedule makers, Goodell, whoever you are. Really, really solid performance there. So yeah, Jake, Broncos coming off the bye, Titans coming off the gut wrencher against the Chiefs, where we thought we would probably lose, and then we thought, hey, we might pull this thing out, and then the devastation of our offense in the second half, and then eventually losing in overtime. So Titans need to bounce back here. Against this Broncos team, Jake. Interesting note is the Broncos and Titans are kind of similar in the sense of how the games have been played and won. A lot of one-score games. The only not one-score game is the Broncos lost by 9, so basically almost a one-score game, to the Raiders, and the Titans lost by 1 million to the Chiefs. But other than that, they've been all one-score games. Fortunately for the Titans, we have come out on top more often in our one-score games than the Broncos. Hence the 5-3 record versus 3-5. So this might be the greatest one-score matchup in the history of the NFL. I mean, we'd be dumb to expect anything else, Jake. This is going to be a one-score game. This is both team MOs, so it's going to be another heartthrobber. So we'll see, Jake. How you feeling? How you feeling about the Titans, and especially against a moral victory, if we want to call it that, against the Chiefs? No one really likes moral victories, though.
Absolutely.
And where this team is trending. So how do you like us in this matchup here?
I feel good. I feel good overall, Justin, and it's because, you look around the neighborhood and where the Titans are living and compare us to the other teams. I always say comparison is the thief of all joy. However, in the Titans case, in the AFC South case, comparison is the source of all joy, Justin, because you look at Houston, they're basically a college football team at this point, so they're kind of out of the running. You look at the Jags, fell off a cliff since Trevor Lawrence said they're a good team, so they're kind of out of the running, not quite there yet, but they're getting close.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that leaves the only stiff competition in the standings, Justin, as the Indianapolis Colts, who, since they got swept by the Titans just a few short weeks ago, have benched their new shiny free agent starting quarterback for the entire season. Yep. Rolling with their second year guy, Sam Ehlinger. They fired their offensive coordinator.
Wonderful.
They fired their head coach.
Great.
Then they went on to hire an interim head coach who has no college experience, no NFL coaching experience. Basically, his only thing is that Peyton Manning stuck his hands in his ass cheeks for like 10 years, and Jim Irsay was like, "You're hired."
Football genius right here. Yeah.
So,
and don't forget they traded Nyheim Hines. Jonathan Taylor's hurt. I mean, you got to feel good about the Titans' prospects going through the rest of the season when you just keep things here down in the AFC South.
Yeah,
in the
absolutely. So when you look around, the Titans are more than likely going to make the playoffs. But, asterisk, that's if they can take care of business against teams like the Denver Broncos coming to town, Justin. We can jump right in.
And Denver,
Go
And
ahead.
just to piggyback off that real quick, Denver's coming in and kind of playing, I don't know, for their season or their playoff lives. It's still early, but this Denver Broncos team, especially coming off the bye, they're going to come and ready. And I think we're going to see a different kind of a Broncos. I don't know, maybe they made some adjustments throughout the bye week, but they got to start winning games, and it starts now. So we need to be prepared for a great game against Denver. But
Absolutely.
Continue.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this Denver offense coming to town, Justin, not what we thought we were going to get come early November with this Broncos team coming to Nashville. You know, Russell Wilson goes there in the offseason, and he has struggled since leaving Seattle. He's got under 60% completion rate, just 6 touchdowns this year to 4 picks. And you've seen these Denver primetime games that the NFL keeps shoving down our throat, but they are UGLY, no alibi. Russ is cooking, but he's cooking like Bosco sticks in the school cafeteria, man. It's not good. Everybody's seen all the memes, the let's ride, you know, Russ is cooking, and it's like a plate of slop, you know. But yeah, definitely not the Denver Broncos opponent we expected coming into this one. They're led in their rushing attack by Javonte Williams, but he went on IR. So now they're left with the cupboard of Melvin Gordon, Latavius Murray, Chase Edmonds, a few names that we recognize. But however, Derrick Henry, a more recognizable name, has more rushing yards than the entire Broncos team on the season. So that doesn't spell great for their rushing attack going against the number 2 in the league rushing defense in the Tennessee Titans. So hopefully Titans defense can build on their success against the run, against this trio of running backs who hasn't been able to produce a whole lot for this Broncos offense.
Yeah.
The wide receivers on the outside, I feel like they have weapons, Justin, so that even more makes it a head scratcher why Russell Wilson isn't performing to Russell Wilson standards. They have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and KJ Hamler leading the team in receiving. They can be very dangerous. I wish Jerry Jeudy would have become a Titan if I'm being honest, but that's beside the fact. Yeah. And then with their offensive line, their center, Lloyd Cushenberry, quite the name there, placed on IR this week. And right tackle Cameron Fleming is also dealing with an injury and is questionable. So you don't really want to see this Titans defensive front with Jeff Simmons, Danico Autry. We'll see. We'll check on Bud Dupree's status. He's still dealing with that hip. I feel like it's going to be a ongoing thing throughout the season with Bud Dupree. But again, this Titans defensive front is not the team you want to face if your offensive line is banged up, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta think the Titans are favored here in this on this side of the ball with especially with how they just continue to show out week after week, and then continuing against the Chiefs on Sunday night, not missing a beat, holding them to 17 points through 4 quarters, and then the extra 3 that happened in overtime. But we'll see. You're right. They do have weapons. Like, these are good receivers that they have. These aren't terrible running backs. Melvin Gordon, Latavius Murray, they've been starters in the past in their NFL careers. I think Chase Edmonds had a big role when he played for the Cardinals as well. And Russell Wilson has been he's been a Hall of Fame quarterback for several seasons now in the NFL. It's just not working. And it kind of makes me think is there like a Todd Downing over on that side of the coaching staff where, it's not coming together with the offensive philosophically and then the play calling and the preparation. That's just not happening because they're among the worst. I didn't make a note here, but I think they are second fewest in the NFL in points scored per game at like 15. So it's bad. It's even lower than the Titans points per game. So
yikes.
You got to think, Jake, with this Titans defense playing how they are, hopefully Bud Dupree can go. We can continue to see a lot of the same, unless the Broncos do something drastic and change everything about their offense. But I'm expecting a very low-scoring game, Jake, because our offense is nothing to write home about either, and the Broncos defense is also a very good defense. So we'll see. But I think, whoever is playing defense should be favored in the game. So, like, if we can play defense the entire game, I like our chances. I feel like we could get a scoop and score, maybe a pick 6 or something, maybe a safety, and if we can just play defense the whole game, we'll be fine. But speaking of that Denver defense, I do want to throw out some numbers here. Yeah, they are second fewest. Or no, maybe I got that wrong because I did look up. They are second fewest in points per game allowed. only behind Buffalo at 16.5. I know they're near the bottom of the league in points scored per game.
Their offense isn't very good anyway. I got your word for it.
Yeah, okay. All right, you guys know what I'm trying to say here. With Buffalo's pass defense also number 1 in the NFL in yards allowed per game through the air. So, gosh, Jake, what could be the game plan? I wonder what the Titans are gonna do. If only we had an extremely powerful and lethal tractor in the backfield to give the ball to 30 times. That would be a good recipe, I feel like, in this matchup. So
you think and hope.
You think and hope. Well, he only got the ball 17 times against Kansas City in a one-score game throughout. So who knows? If Derrick Henry needs the ball 30 times, I don't want to run him into the ground, but we have to lean on him because that's the matchup. That's what the numbers say, Jake. That's what the analytics are telling me in front of me with the stats. Yes. So hopefully we see a heavy dose of Derrick Henry. We know what the Titans are going to do. The Broncos defense knows what the Titans are going to do on offense. So it's just a matter of who's going to line up and make the plays and can they stop us. So however many guys they got to put in the box to make that happen, it's not going to change what we're doing. We're still going to give the ball to Derrick Henry. So yeah, can you execute and slow it down? So that's the main thing to look at. But yeah, this pass defense, dude, I don't see any way where we're going to see a lot of productivity through the air unless Treylon Burks comes back and just morphs into AJ Brown and can be a difference maker for us through the air. So he has been activated to come back from IR, and the Titans are hopeful, I think, that he will be able to play on Sunday. Because, they got some studs in the backfield. Justin Simmons, one of the best safeties in the league. Kareem Jackson, old veteran safety. Patrick Surtain, a very good second-year corner out of Alabama. Definitely making a good transition to the NFL. Up front, I just have Draymond Jones, who leads the team with 5.5 sacks. But something that helped the Titans in this matchup is the Broncos traded Bradley Chubb, who also had 5.5 sacks for this Denver defense. So that'll help out our pass protection, which does struggle a lot. So the protection's going to be there, but hopefully we don't have to pass very much in this game because that would be a disaster. So, yeah, the biggest news, though, to keep an eye on is Tannehill, Jake. What are you seeing reading about Tannehill? I think he did practice today, right?
Man, I didn't see if he was involved in practice today, but you got to think he does have a high ankle sprain because if it was just a regular, gimpy ankle, he probably would have gutted it out against the Chiefs last week. But you saw him in the pregame warmups in that game. He's not moving around. He was standing very straight-legged, stationary, and just kind of throwing the ball around. You got to wonder about the long-term health of Ryan Tannehill, honestly, Justin. It's kind of concerning with this squad, the way it's built. But if it's Malik Willis again, it's Malik Willis again. We survived against Houston, and hopefully we can survive against Denver. We almost survived against Kansas City, Justin.
Yeah, amazing.
So we'll see. We touched on it in the preview, but this offense is just a disaster. This is Titans offense. I don't want to upset any Broncos fans with the let's ride and how talking smack about their offense and everything, because the Titans offense is just equally as bad. But you guys have Russell Wilson. Come on, it's a little easier to make fun of in this case. But yeah, who knows if Tannehill's going to go? But this Titans offense has the same problems as it does, whether it's Malik Willis and whether it's Ryan Tannehill. They refuse to score more than 20 to 24 points in a game. It's physically impossible for them. So even if Treylon Burks does come back this week, what does the passing attack look like? He's probably going to be on a snap count. They're really going to take it easy with his injuries because we need him down the line. And obviously, game plan's got to be to feed Derrick Henry. It's a foregone conclusion at this point. The King is back on top in rushing yards in the league.
Yes.
Hopefully he can hold on to that. I knew I should have gotten me a little Derrick Henry future bet on the rushing yards there.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't. I didn't want to jinx anything, but it's just, come on. Talk about a foregone conclusion. He's going to get it. So hopefully feed Derrick Henry all day long and just don't blow it, Todd. Come on, Todd. That's about all we have. Talking about Todd Downing, our offensive coordinator, for those not in the loop. But let's just come on, Todd. That's all I have to say about the Titans offense. Please
get a good feel for the game. If Derrick Henry's running well, don't go away from it. Don't call don't call a drop back pass for Malik Willis if he has to play and then try to read a defense and to make a throw to a practice squad receiver. Come on, know the players that you have and use them to their advantage and the best of their ability and what they can do. If all our receivers can do is block, give it to King Henry even more. Okay, stop throwing them the ball.
Yeah, no,
it's bizarre. I don't know. This offense is so bizarre, Jake. This whole team is really bizarre. Honestly, I heard some commentators or analysts on a pregame show. I mean, they were just talking about how the Titans are just such a weird matchup to go up against. Just not only just how one-sided and great our defense is, but then you have our offense who has a great rushing attack, but an absolutely putrid passing attack. But then there's also how we play too. I mean, we're super physical. We make you play ugly. We make you play bad football. And we just kind of hold on by the skin of our teeth that we end up with more points after 4 quarters than you. So we're such a weird team to game plan for and to go up against. We definitely aren't a modern era NFL built team, high flying Chiefs and Bills and Rams. Well, Rams, I don't know so much about this year, but yeah, it's such a bizarre old school throwback kind of team. And that's kind of how the Titans have been for many years here in Nashville. Run first team, physical dominant defense. That's been our best teams throughout the past 20 years. So yeah, we're just a bunch of weirdos over here in Nashville. So good luck. We never know what to expect out of Titans games, except they're going to give us a lot of panic attacks, and it's going to be probably a 1-score game at the end. So
absolutely.
So we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be a good game, but a low-scoring game at the same time.
Definitely. So you want to hop into Keys predictions here, Justin? I can go ahead and go first because you transitioned right into it for me. And it's, this defense, man, and this attitude that the Titans have been carrying with them in this 5-game winning streak. And so far this season, I feel like it's been building to this, but the Titans have become known as the team in the league who's going to punch you in the mouth, and they're going to make every play an absolute fist fight. And you're starting to hear it from commentators and everything, but it's really been piling on as of late because it's the only way the Titans can win football games. And boy, does Mike Vrabel ever win football games using that method. So it's tough when your defense plays over 100 snaps. Think about that. Being on the field against Patrick Mahomes and the high-powered Chiefs for over 100 snaps.
And facing how many throws did Mahomes have? Like over 60. You're trying to stop Mahomes when he has 60 passes coming out of his hand throughout the game. That's a ridiculous task if he's going to throw the ball that much, and to have to stop him that many times. And they almost pulled it off. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. But my key, I guess, is to just be able to get up off the mat. Yeah, you just played 5 quarters. You played almost a full overtime game. You're gassed. You did everything humanly possible to hold on to that game in Arrowhead. It slipped away. You lost. It's over. You have to pick yourself up off the mat, get right, get healthy. I don't expect any of the defense to practice this week. Frankly, give them the entire week off after what they did in Kansas City. They have to get off the mat and be ready for another dogfight again and make Denver submit. That's going to be the key to the game. Russell Wilson hasn't been doing a whole hell of a lot. And the Broncos haven't been scoring that many points. So if the defense can rise to the occasion one more time, I think we can outlast Denver. I think we can dispatch Denver. You look at their wins even, and it came against it was a 1-score game against Houston. And I remember they had another win that wasn't so quality.
They won. I remember this one. They won 11-10 against the 49ers.
Yes.
So the 49ers aren't even a bad team, though, actually. That was pre-McCaffrey 49ers, but they're winning games 11-10. That's the most that they out-tightened the Titans with that win.
Exactly. So you have to score points. I mean, I can't say it any other way than that. The Titans have to score more points to consistently win football games. So my key to the game is get off the mat, get healthy, get right, and try and have another defensive performance like you had against the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to take that much of a heroic effort. But it's going to take some of an effort to keep them under 20 points, because it feels like if our opponent scores over 20, call it, the game's over. Yeah. So it's going to be about that, and then don't make a mistake on the offense. We know this team is built to win the turnover battle, play defense. You said it, run the football. And that's our formula to success. And hopefully we
Yep.
can pull that out, Justin. I have the Titans winning this football game by a score of 21, 3 touchdowns. Get the fireworks
Unbelievable.
ready.
I can't wait.
Nissan Stadium might run out of fireworks. 21 points to, let's say Denver will put up 16.
21-6. Interesting score. All right. I like it. Yeah, I mean, you had good like general key. I'm going to be like probably too specific. For the offense, we mentioned it in our recap. We gotta, like, punting isn't the worst thing. We're going to see lots of punting, I'm sure. But like the penalties, Jake, the first and 20s, the holdings whenever Derrick Henry rips off a good run, that's the drive killer. We might as well just punt it when it's first and 20 because we ain't converting that, Jake. That's too many yards with too few of downs to get to get 20 yards for this offense. We got to play a clean game up front. No penalties, holdings, hands to the face, blocks in the backs, and all that stuff. So the offense can't hurt itself. It's already hurting by its mere existence. So if they're gonna commit penalties, then it's just gonna make it that much more difficult. Want to see a clean game from the O-line because they're gonna get beat in pass protection. So I mean, we just can't add insult to injury with the penalties. But anyway, that was kind of a negative key. But I want to see them play a clean game. And defensively, our Achilles heel was the mobility of the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes saved the day with his legs. That game should have been wrapped up a few different times, but Mahomes made things happen with his legs. Russell Wilson can make things happen with his legs. We have got to contain Russell Wilson from extending plays because I feel confident in this pass rush, and it's going to get there. So it's going to be up to Wilson to extend plays until he can find an open receiver. And he's made a career. He made a career out of doing that in Seattle. So we can't let him get to the outside, rolling outside the pocket. Keep him in the pocket, don't give up a 3rd and 10. Russell Wilson breaking free and running and extending a drive. That's a killer for a defense. So yeah, those are my keys. I have a very similar score. I'm going to say 20 Titans, 20 Denver 14.
I like that.
And it's probably going to be lower score than that. It's a 13-10 game.
Take the under. If we said anything in this video, take the under in this game. Yeah. There's not a chance it goes over. I'm probably going to eat those words. But speaking of going to the book, Justin, do you have your 3 games against the spread for this NFL slate Sunday weekend?
I have them right here. They're very sloppy handwriting, but I have the team circled here. All right, I'm going to run through my 4 here. Interesting game that I wanted to call Vikings at 7-1. Is it a quiet 7-1? I feel like not enough people are talking about how the Vikings are 7-1, but they're going on the road against the Bills. Huge test. Bills have looked, mortal, I guess, of late. They're kind of winning closer games, and they're dropping a couple games here and there. But the Bills the line changed since we started the video. It was -4. Now it's -3.5. Is Josh Allen playing? That's a big thing.
He's got an elbow. He's dealing with an elbow of some kind, I think, in his throwing arm. So something to watch on the Bills meter a little bit.
Maybe that's why half a point's dropped. Well, I had the Bills. I think the Vikings, they're good, but they're going on the road in a hostile environment, and I think that offense is going to struggle against the Bills defense. And I guess even if Josh, I don't know who the backup is, but I guess I'm going to have to stick with the pick. I'm going to take the Bills with their 3.5 points here against the Vikings. But yeah, it's still an interesting team to keep an eye on, though, is the Minnesota here. Then we got the first ever game in Germany, correct? We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks. Dude, I keep getting lower. I know the Bucs somehow beat the Rams at the last second, but that was a super unimpressive and ugly win that they pulled off against the Rams, who also don't look like a Super Bowl team that we saw last year. So I'm low on them, dude, and I keep liking the Seahawks. Like, look at this team coming out of nowhere post Russell Wilson era with Geno Smith back there. I got the Seahawks as 3-point underdogs, scoring an upset here. And with my last game, I decided to do Browns 3-5 at Dolphins 6-3. Miami 3.5 point favorites. I'm going to go upset again, Jake. I think the Browns are kind of feeling themselves. They really were impressive against the Cincinnati Bengals last week. And I think they were like, maybe we're 3-5. We have something here. Let's get another couple wins and see what happens. So they're almost maybe in must-win scenario here. I don't know. The Dolphins do look good. They're putting up a lot of points. It's going to be tough, but I don't know. Just a feeling. I think the Browns are feeling a little good about themselves and are going to come in here and give the Dolphins a good game on the road. So those are my picks, Jake.
I like them. I have two similar games, Justin. I'll start with those. I took that Dolphins-Browns game as well, but I took the Miami Dolphins side of things. Tua, just kind of proven to be that guy. Don't let him get in cold weather. We've talked about this before. We were at the game last year in Nashville. Yeah. Terrible cold weather, terrible shitty weather. Tua cannot play in those conditions. So keep him in a dome, keep him in warm weather. He's great. Yeah. So I think the Dolphins are at home here. I'm taking Tua and the Dolphins minus 3.5 in that game. I'm also taking the Geno Smith Seahawks. Justin, I got to ride Geno until the wheels fall off. How about these Seattle Seahawks? I don't want to rub it in with the Russell Wilson stuff, anymore, but crazy to see the Seahawks have such
success. It's a good video to be heaping praise on Seahawks. With the Broncos game here.
Oh man. So yes, I have Seattle covering +3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Divorce is hard, Justin. He has got to go all the way to Germany to play that game. Going to be tough on the old man. So I have the Seahawks +3, and we have a homecoming for Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys. He's traveling to Green Bay. Talk about a must-win territory for a team. Green Bay is absolutely spiraling, and it's unbelievable, Justin. So I think all the chips are on the line here with an NFC opponent, Mike McCarthy coming back. I've got the Packers +5. I might regret that, but I'm going to take the Packers +5. I like those points and I like those odds. I'm still not convinced on the Cowboys. But they have a chance to prove me wrong with that pick. Those are my 3 picks, Justin.
The line changed now to 4.5. Is that going to change your pick here?
Ooh, I'll still take 4.5.
It went from 5 to 4.5.
Ooh, big jump. All right. Green Bay +4.5.
Dude, so
I'll still take that.
It's so weird the journeys of Packers and Mike McCarthy and since that departure, because I didn't like that hire for the Cowboys at all, but now the Cowboys are doing really well and the Packers are really falling off right now. So I didn't see that coming, where Mike McCarthy is seeing a lot more success right now than the Packers. Even though, I'm not forgetting the Packers did go to back-to-back NFC Championship games, 13-3 seasons right after McCarthy left, but that resulted in no Super Bowl appearances. But anyway, interesting pick. That'll be an interesting game. Can the Packers kind of save their season there? But I guess that can wrap it up here with the video.
Absolutely. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Tighten up, everybody. 5-3. Let's go take care of business against a lesser opponent, we think, in Denver. Offense is going to be the same. Take the under. But let's go take care of business and let's get to 6-3. Let's get another quality AFC win under our belts. That would be great. And let's just watch the Colts self-destruct also. Let's just sit and enjoy that.
Story. It's been a fun side story for this Titans season is following the Colts destruction.
Absolutely.
I love how we always have time to make fun of the Colts in every Titans Tube episode. It's been great. It's been fun.
Beautiful.
Can't wait for the game, man. If you love defense, you got to tune in because we're going to see a lot of defense in this game. So looking forward to it, man. I'll be at the game cheering hard. Are you coming to the game, Jake? Are you coming down to Nashville?
I wish. I'll get down to one. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I'm taking you to a game. Don't forget.
Perfect. Sounds good, man. All right. Tighten up, everybody. Everybody have a great football weekend. We'll see you on the other side.
We'll see you. Yep.